Lindsie Chrisley speaks out on her and Savannah's relationship. Lindsie Chrisley recently spoke out on her relationship with her sister Savannah Chrisley. She did not have the best things to say about her little sister, but fans are not shocked. Savannah has been known to have a rocky relationship with Lindsie, and it seems to only get worse. This is the first time Lindsie has spoken on her relationship with her sister on her podcast, and it is because Savannah continued to do so on hers. The Chrisleys get split apart. In June 2022, Todd and Julie Chrisley were found guilty of tax fraud. This shocked everyone, including their children. Savannah Chrisley gained custody of her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe. She has had to step up and be a mother figure to the two. Todd was sentenced to 12 years in prison, while Julie was sentenced to 7. Their sentences got reduced, but not by much. Savannah called Lindsie out for not speaking to their parents since they were arrested. However, Lindsie Chrisley stated she does not want to be around that kind of environment. There is a mix of emotions from fans on the matter. Lindsie Chrisley gives her opinion. Savannah Chrisley has not been shy about what she says on her podcast. However, Lindsie Chrisley felt as though it was her time to give her side of the story. She also called Savannah out for being an advocate for mental health awareness, but accused her of hurting others' mental health, and the two do not go hand in hand. Savannah replied to her statement, "While it seems there will never be a rekindling of that relationship, Lindsie and Savannah have not gotten along in quite some time, and fans do not ever expect to see them close again. It seems as though their parents going to prison only made the relationship worse." For years, the Chrisley family's public life has been a whirlwind of reality TV glamour, courtroom drama, and public scrutiny. Beneath the glitzy veneer, however, lay a tapestry of familial relationships, both strained and unbreakable. The bond between Lindsie Chrisley and her half-sister Savannah had been one of those complicated threads, woven tightly at times, frayed at others. Now, as Lindsie opens up about their relationship, a new chapter of honesty and healing comes to light. Lindsie Chrisley's smile was serene but reflective as she spoke during a candid podcast episode about the state of her relationship with Savannah. Seated in her softly lit home office, her voice carried a blend of vulnerability and resolve, like someone who had weathered storms and finally glimpsed calmer seas. "For a long time, Savannah and I lived in two different worlds," Lindsie admitted. "It's not just about the age gap or our personalities. It's about the baggage we both carried. Growing up in a family that was so public, we didn't have the luxury of private fallouts or quiet reconciliations. Every disagreement felt magnified, and every word we spoke seemed like it was for an audience." The Chrisley family had been at the center of a media frenzy for years, with their legal troubles and Todd Chrisley's larger-than-life persona dominating headlines. Lindsie had distanced herself from the family years earlier, citing irreparable differences. Savannah, in contrast, remained steadfast by their parents' side, defending them with unwavering loyalty. This ideological divide created a chasm between the sisters, one that seemed insurmountable. But time, as Lindsie would reveal, has a way of softening even the hardest edges. The turning point. The pivotal moment in their relationship, Lindsie explained, came during their parents' incarceration. Todd and Julie Chrisley's prison sentences had sent shockwaves through the family, forcing everyone to reevaluate their priorities and relationships. When Mom and Dad went to prison, it was like the ground shifted beneath us. Lindsie said, her voice faltering slightly. "No matter how distant I felt from Savannah or anyone else in the family, I couldn't ignore the pain we were all going through. It wasn't just about losing them to the system. It was about realizing how much time we'd already lost with each other." Savannah, too, had reached out during this time, surprising Lindsie with an emotional message. She told me, "We're all we've got now," Lindsie recalled, her eyes welling up. And it hit me hard. Despite everything, Savannah still wanted a relationship with me. That meant more than I could put into words. Finding common ground. Rebuilding their relationship wasn't instantaneous. Lindsie described the process as slow and sometimes awkward, filled with tentative phone calls, guarded conversations, and moments of miscommunication. But amidst these challenges, there were breakthroughs. We started small, Lindsie shared. I think the first real step was just talking about everyday things, our work, our dogs, what we were cooking for dinner. It wasn't about diving into our past or hashing out every disagreement. It was about reminding ourselves that we're people outside of all the drama. One of their earliest bonding moments came over their shared passion for mental health advocacy. Both Lindsie and Savannah had publicly spoken about their struggles with anxiety and the importance of therapy. In these discussions, they found a safe space to connect, free from judgment or defensiveness. We realized we were fighting the same battles in different ways, Lindsie said. And that gave us empathy for each other. It wasn't about who was right or wrong anymore. It was about being there for each other. The role of social media. Given the Chrisleys' public profile, their relationship was also shaped by the scrutiny of social media. Fans often speculated about the sisters' dynamic, interpreting cryptic posts or the absence of photos together as signs of ongoing tension. It's frustrating, Lindsie admitted. People don't realize how much pressure it adds when every interaction, or lack thereof, is analyzed. Sometimes Savannah and I wouldn't post about each other, simply because we wanted to keep certain things private, but that would fuel rumors. Lindsie laughed softly as she recounted a particularly amusing incident. One time, I posted a picture of my coffee, and someone commented, "I guess you're not having coffee with Savannah." I mean, really. That's the level of scrutiny we're dealing with. Despite the challenges, Lindsie and Savannah found ways to use social media to their advantage. They began sharing subtle nods to their evolving relationship, a supportive comment here, a shared photo there, offering glimpses of their growing bond without giving in to the pressure for oversharing. A new chapter. Today, Lindsie and Savannah are in a much better place, though Lindsie is careful not to paint their relationship as perfect. "We're still learning," she said. "There are days when it's easy and days when it's not. But the difference now is that we're both willing to try. We both want this." Their newfound connection has even extended to family gatherings. Lindsie spoke warmly of a recent dinner where she, Savannah, and their siblings shared stories and laughter, a stark contrast to the tension-filled encounters of the past. "I think we're all realizing how precious time is," Lindsie said. "We've lost so much already. Why lose more?" Looking ahead. As the conversation drew to a close, Lindsie reflected on what her relationship with Savannah has taught her about forgiveness, resilience, and the complexities of family. "It's not about forgetting the past or pretending it didn't happen," she said. "It's about deciding that the future is more important." For fans of the Chrisley family, Lindsie's openness offers a rare glimpse into the human side of a family, often overshadowed by drama and controversy. It's a reminder that even in the most tumultuous of circumstances, there's room for growth, healing, and hope. "Savannah and I may never have the perfect sisterly bond," Lindsie concluded with a smile. "But what we have now is real, and it's ours. And that's more than enough for me."